Yeah, wave. I don't know, that's my dude voice, guys. Welcome to Miami Bites. We're once again with a three-party for a makeup episode. Since we missed last week, so yay, 3 weeks in a row for Miami Bite this month, so we're good. I'm gonna go ahead and send it off to our storyteller Nick to introduce himself. Go ahead, Nick. What up?
Hey there, I'm Slowpool. I'm your storyteller for Hunter Miami Bite. We are on, oh god, what episode? Episode
3.
3, because I think we're titled on here. We're still Shrouded in Shadows, episode 8. Uh-oh.
Did we fuck up?
Oh, there it goes. It just updated. Perfect.
Okay.
I was like, we're not Dragonstone. Come on, get it together, Twitch. So we are down. We were missing Mr. Janny Jams right now. Hopefully he will be joining us later. God, that beard. Yeah, that beard. Anyways, I'm Slippool. I'm your storyteller for the session. I will be your narrator, DM, etc., etc. And we're going to pass around and introduce characters. And going by my screen, we'll start with Theater Nerd.
Hi, my name is Theater Nerd. Today I am playing JD, our wonderful prankster, teenager, troublemaker? Question mark? Maybe in a former life. Maybe still a bit of a troublemaker.
Let's see.
Mm-hmm. All right, perfect. Next we have Mr. Jim.
Hey, I'm Jim Pyre. I play Eric Sanchez. He is a narcotics detective in Miami. He was a good partner. His partner's dead. He's a good father, and he's just slightly obsessed with money. Slightly.
Alrighty, perfect. Next we have Val.
Yo, what up? I'm Val. I'm playing Ben Anders. He is ex Catholic seminarian turned bartender, and he had to go and delve into some archives last time with the Catholic Church to find out some of this bullshit. And he found out some bullshit, kind of thing. But yeah, that's pretty much what's up. As a reminder, guys, this is a viewer affected game. You can affect something with this game with your donations, bits, and subs. For every 100 bits or $1 donation, you get a dice reroll to anybody, including the storyteller. With a $2 donation or a Twitch Prime sub, you give a minor complication or compassion, which we have 2 compassions right now thanks to a sub bomb we had last week when I was just playing video games, and we'll probably be able to use some of those this time around. With 300 bits or $3 donation, you can have a major complication or a compassion. And with a $5 donation, you can have a minor plot hook / vice or virtue for a character. So, let's go.
All right, perfect. Going off from a quick recap from last time, Benjamin had just finished a investigation into the background of the killings that had been happening, dating back all the way to the 19th, almost 19th century. The early 20th century is when they started, and on into the 21st, occurring pretty regularly every 30 odd years or so. Investigation had led to talking to the priest, just general, the father of the local Catholic Church. In the meantime, Eric Sanchez had gotten his hands on a clean gun that he was on his way to deliver to JD, who JD had quite literally just run into the killer and had managed to scramble their way back to their house and lock the door and hid under the bed, probably, as one would do when facing a horrific serial killer. And we'll go back from there. We'll lead off with Mr. Sanchez, who was on his way to the house or apartment, as it were, to deliver the gun.
Yeah, I will. If I'm there, I'm just gonna knock on the door and see if the kid's home.
Cool. I think if you buzz their apartment, they don't answer.
Yeah.
How many people live in this apartment building?
It'd probably be like a 16 suite, like three or four floor building, right?
Okay, then I'll buzz all the doors. Wait for it to open.
I locked myself out again.
Yeah.
You basically, like, most people are out until you finally get like some old lady's like, "Hello."
I've locked myself out.
It's okay, dearie. And then, you hear the buzz and the door unlocks.
Yeah. I used to live in a place like that. It happens every time.
Oh, you gotta love security, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was extreme.
Damn it, Grandma!
So I'll go up and knock on JD's door. I'm like, kid, open the door. I know you're in there.
They will walk up to the door. They're gonna peek out the peephole.
Yeah, and I'll be you'll see my giant eyeball looking the other side.
So in the process of walking up to the door, they've pulled out their knife for reasons. If you've watched it, all very obvious reasons. And I think they'll open the door, but you'll see them with one hand behind their back. Once they realize it's Eric and he's a police officer.
All right, kid, open the door. I put down the knife. Just let me in.
Well, no, the door's already open.
Yeah.
All right, then I barge in. I'm like, look, I got something for you.
Okay.
Now sit down, put down the knife. That's useless. What are you going to do with that thing?
Stab things?
Paper cut?
I don't think your gun's going to do anything either. He literally lifted up a man. It's like when I ran into him, it's like running into a brick wall.
Well, look, I don't know what to tell you because guns have been working just fine for since they've been invented. And here's yours. So I'm gonna put my hand in my pocket and take it out and give it to him, and I'm gonna say, look, here, this is important. Hold on to it.
I don't know how to use it.
It's easy. You pull the trigger. You point the gun where you want the bullet to go and pull the trigger. And I give it to him.
It's basically like a small compact handgun, like just a cheap old 9mm internal hammer, untraceable, basically clean gun.
Good job, kid.
How it works: safety off, pull the trigger.
JD is super conflicted because JD has seen a lot of gun violence happen in their lives. Yeah. Because they literally lived on the street, and I imagine they witnessed a fair number of shootings.
Yeah, it's you're not in the worst area of Miami, but you're definitely not in the safest. So yeah, you've borne witness to your own share of 3 a.m. tarp covered bodies.
Well, and I'm even talking specifically like when they lived in a tent city, like before Ben. Pre-Ben.
All right, so I'll say, look, Lord Almighty, kid, you know this isn't Candyland. Take the damn gun. You don't know what you're up against. Hold on to it. If you have to use it, and then throw it away.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. Anything?
I think it stays sitting on the table. Like they don't do anything with it yet.
All right. As long as it's in there, I feel better. So what's in with you? You got a nice place here.
Thanks.
I don't see any rats or roaches, so that's a plus.
So Sanchez, as you're talking, your phone buzzes, and it's an alert from work that you need to head back to the station for an interview. Because you're still technically on leave, but
Yeah.
you're on leave, but you're still on call. Oh, hey, we got a little donation. Thank you very much, Lich. Val, that is the
Awesome.
what's the reward for that one?
Vices and virtues.
Vices and virtues.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not the what's with the plot hook? I can't remember.
Oh yeah, it is minor plot hooks. And the 10. So, okay. So I think Nightbot is unedited because I'm looking at the spreadsheet. Is that $5 donations are for plot hooks, and $10 donations is for a vice or a virtue. So if Lich wants to give 2 plot hooks or a vice or a virtue, it's up to him.
Yeah. So a vice or a virtue is basically if a character essentially faces a moral dilemma based on their vices and virtues on what they need to they can either follow them and gain willpower or ignore them and lose willpower, which will play into part later on because willpower is super useful.
If you don't answer Lich, I'm going to let Nick decide what he wants to do for us.
Anyways, so we'll continue. So you have an alert because even though you're on leave due to the investigation, you need to be available for interviews at the station to determine what happened and culpability and all that sort of fun bureaucratic nonsense that you enjoy so much.
All right, so I'll say, I gotta go, kid. Look, the gun's not gonna protect the table. All right, see you around.
The gun won't protect me or anyone else around me if I'm the one using it.
Just he's like, listen, when you're shooting your target, you're shooting your allies, you're shooting the wall, you're shooting everything with 100% accuracy.
That's pretty much JD's thought. Exactly. I might if I'm lucky, I might hit the thing I'm aiming at.
All right, so when basically as soon as Eric leaves the apartment, like the exact second the door shuts, your phone starts buzzing, JD.
Okay.
And
cool.
When you check it, it's a text message. It just reads from 0. Mm-hmm. It says, take the gun, it will be useful.
Can I attempt to reply?
Yeah.
First off, how do you know that? Second off, how did you get my number? I'm pretty sure you left a phone at the bar.
And then you basically get a failed to return to set, like a message failed, number does not exist or whatever, or incorrect number.
I want to learn more, but they tucked the gun in their waistband.
All right.
Because he only brought a gun and didn't bring a holster.
No, I didn't bring a holster. No, I didn't go shopping for you.
I mean, you kind of did.
You didn't get all the accessories.
Yeah. No
damn it, Eric.
You didn't get the special attachment scope that lets you shoot down a police helicopter. Mm-hmm. Sorry, bad Simpsons reference. All right, going back to, we'll go back to Ben here just in a second.
Yeah, because I gotta pee.
All right, so just as a reminder, in case we're all confused, by the schedule of the previous killings, on this day, this fresh start of the morning, JD, you have 3 days left.
I'm just imagining the Majora's Mask thing showing.
Yeah, dawn of the 4th day.
Doot, doot.
Or, this is like the ring or whatever. All right, so we are going to go here. I'm just checking something real quick. While Val is taking a quick bio, we'll go back to Sanchez real quick, and you are heading back to the station for a quick interview. And what are my notes here? Hey, it's your good buddies from Vascu, along with your lieutenant.
Oh, okay. All right. Sure, I'll take it. Is that who I meet, or is that a call, or?
That's basically who's waiting for you at the station.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm going to prepare for the worst then. So,
Yeah.
okay.
In the interview room.
Oh, great. Okay.
So yeah, it's Simmons and Teach are basically. Simmons and Teach are basically leading the interview.
Okay.
And your lieutenant's just kind of hanging back.
Okay.
And Teach.
So we're doing this again, right? Everybody,
yeah.
We're doing this again.
Yeah. Teach is just feels like, when we say we have something, Officer Sanchez, it really means that we have it under control, and you interfering in our investigation really doesn't help.
I don't recall interfering with you in any way. I thought I was helping you by giving you that phone.
He kind of like pulls out his notebook, and Simmons kind of gives you that like weird kind of stare.
That headache stare.
The headache stare.
I haven't done anything.
And Simmons looks over at Teach and shakes her head, and Teach is just like, well, we both know that's not true.
Do tell. Like, I'm not gonna blab. I mean, what are we talking about here? Why am I here?
Well, we could be here to talk about the money that you failed to log into evidence on multiple arrests.
No idea what you're talking about. Do I need to get my union steward before we go on?
It's like, honestly, probably shouldn't.
All right.
We could also talk about the drugs that you also conveniently forgot to put into evidence. Numerous other things that we're aware of. But really, the lieutenant here is willing to turn a blind eye to that.
Oh.
Because
why. I wonder why, gentlemen. I wonder why.
Because he's interested in helping out the federal government.
I see.
As should you, considering our resources and what we know.
Well, what can I do to help you? What can I do?
That kid, what's his name? What is he calling himself? He's kind of flipping through his notebook. JD?
The kid, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He said physical contact, hasn't he? With the killer.
I have no idea. The kid doesn't like me. In fact, the kid punched me in the gut.
Well, that I don't blame him for.
Yeah, we don't get along at all.
Judging by the schedule and judging by our investigations, 3 days until the killer strikes again. And our best bet is that the kid is the target. Oh. I'm assuming you might know this already. I suggest you hand him over to our protection.
I don't have the kid. The kid's where the kid stays. I haven't done it. I don't have anything that you guys want. I- That's the God's honest truth. I mean, I don't have the kid in some safe house or anything. I got nothing.
All right, well, I'm just saying that it could be a hell of a lot safer with us.
Why don't you tell? Why don't you tell him that?
He just kind of like looks at you, is like, well, I think you might be in a little bit better position, seeing as you're the one who gave him a gun.
No idea what you're talking about.
And you get like this like that high pitched noise in like the side of one ear.
Yeah.
And Teach just kind of laughs. He's like, "Don't bother, Simmons. I don't even need your help on that one." He's like, "Yeah, okay. Just oh yeah, by the way, you're cleared on the investigation into your partner. We all know you had absolutely nothing to do with that.
Well, I appreciate that.
But until this killer's caught, you're not being reinstated."
I'll just have a nice vacation then, I guess. I could
Yep.
use some time. I could use some time off. You know, it's getting to be summer. Enjoy the beach.
Yeah, have a little vacation. Enjoy yourself. Judging by the timeline, you have three more Simmons, and Simmons just kind of nods. So that's what 14, 21, 24 days, 24 more days or so.
That's plenty of time.
Yeah,
That's
just three
plenty
more,
of time for
just 4 more bodies, and you can be back on the force.
Great. Sounds great. You guys are doing a bang up job. And I just walk out. I just look at my lieutenant and walk out.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's not going to stop you. His
Yeah.
hands are tied in this
yeah,
situation.
I figured. Yeah.
He's getting his orders from way up the chain. All right. We are going to Ben.
What up?
All right, so it's a new day. What are you up to with all your new information?
Oh man. Well, one, I have been like furiously texting that guy Sam that I saw one day, but just hasn't like appeared with all my information. And then like when I don't get replies from Sam, I'm actually going to call the police station to see if, because I don't think that wait, yeah, I'm trying to make sure I'm getting everybody's names right. Hold up. Yeah, I don't think Eric gave me like you never gave me like your contact number, did you? Yeah, so I'm actually gonna call the station to ask for Eric Sanchez.
Okay. They'll hand out your work phone, which you probably still have.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll give you the number to his work phone.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna call you, Eric. Ring ring ring. Banana
Yeah.
phone.
And
So basically it just like it goes to your desk office phone, but if you're out of office, it forwards to your cell phone, so you don't actually get your cell phone number.
Gotcha. I'll pick it up. That's fine.
Yeah.
Even though I'm technically not working. Hello.
Eric?
Yeah.
Sanchez? This is Ben from the bar.
Hey Ben, look, I got some bad news.
Whoa.
The
Okay.
kid's
What's your
gonna
news
die
for
in
us?
3 days. And they know the kid's gonna die in 3 days, and I don't think they can do anything about it.
What the fuck, man?
That's just how I'm
Why
calling it
anybody?
like I feel it.
Well, shit. Okay. Well, I did some digging around, and I got some information about all this, I forgot that Ben doesn't curse. I'm sorry. But I guess over this he would say shit at least. He's like, yeah, I got some information from some church record stuff and some information from a priest to kind of go over. Maybe that can help.
Church records?
If they're not gonna do anything, I'm gonna do something about it. But I can't do it by myself.
Like the guy was baptized? What are you talking about?
Like, we should meet up. Like, let's not talk about it over the phone.
All right, I'm going to the bar anyway. I got lots of time on my hands.
All right. You all right?
Yeah. I'm on an extended vacation.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna swing by JD and pick them up on my way there.
Make sure the kid has the piece.
Huh?
Make sure the kid has the piece. And then that's all I'll say about that.
Whoa! The piece.
Yeah.
JD doesn't have a gun.
Make sure the kid has the piece.
He does now.
Did you give JD a gun?
And I'll just hang up the phone.
Me and my 1989 Toyota Camry station wagon is hauling ass. And I'm gonna go to JD's apartment.
All right, so you park nearby and you're walking down, and as you're walking down the street, you come across one of the street corner preachers with the huge 8-foot sign talking about sinners, and he's yelling his I don't even know what you call it. He doesn't. At least thank God he doesn't have a bullhorn because you need a permit for those.
Mm-hmm.
But he's yelling about the end and all those sort of stuff, and everyone's just doing their best to pretend he doesn't exist as they walk by.
Mm-hmm.
And as you kind of pass him by, he turns around and goes. You basically feel his stare on the back of your head. And as he yells to you, he's like, "The long night comes for you, and you know that this future is only but one of many."
I'm gonna stop, turn and look at him, approach. The long night, you say? Tell me more about this long night. Heard of him.
He actually just hops down off his little wood box.
Gets down
And he
to
just
my level. All right.
He gets up real close to you. It's basically so he can speak in a low tone that other people can't hear on the way back. He's like, "We know that there's only 3 more days till the next victim. We know that this is one of the seals. We have to prevent the other 3 that follow. Otherwise, the seal is broken."
Whoa. Time out. What? Are you talking about?
He basically drops the sign and grabs you. He's like, "The seal. You know the seal. The
Yeah,
666 seals will bring about the end of the world."
Like...
He basically is just ranting about Armageddon.
Yeah. Is there a way to stop a seal from opening?
You have to stop the monster.
It's a monster. Okay. All right.
He's still holding on to you white knuckle. He's like.
So is the seal?
He kind of stops and stares at you and tilts his head.
Do it back, and I'm like, do they all have to die, or just this next one for the seal to break?
You don't understand. Your candle's not yet lit. It basically shoves you away.
I'm gonna shove him back.
He pushes you so hard you almost fall onto the ground.
How big is this dude? Because I'm fat as shit.
He looks like a scrawny meth addict, but he pushes you.
So he's high. All right, he's got some PCP going on. I gotcha.
But he shoves you back.
Okay.
He is way stronger than he has any right to be. But
I weigh probably 230 pounds.
Yeah, no, but he gives you a good old shove. he basically said, and he's just ranting again. He's like, you see, but you do not look. You look, but you do not see. Your candle is not lit. Your vigil has not begun. You have to open your eyes.
I'm asking you how to do that, man.
He gets back. He picks up his sign, gets back on his box. It's like, the monsters that walk among us must be purged. The demons that believe in us, we do not believe in them. It does not stop them. And he just goes on and on about the end of the world and demons and sinners and all that sort of nonsense, and completely ignores you now.
I'm gonna go into the apartment building. And
All right. You buzz up to JD's.
JD still doesn't respond.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buzz and be like, JD.
Go figure.
I came to grab you. We got work. We got some stuff to do, man. Let's go. JD.
Hey.
Don't pull this on me
Hey.
again,
Let me in. Hey.
like, you've already done this, like, pretend to be dead thing already. It broke me. Don't do this again. Buzz me in. You're gonna die in 3 days. Buzz me in.
They will hit the intercom and go, well, maybe I want to spend some time with the people who are important to me.
Alright. Let's see who it is. If you don't want to be saved, you can't force it, but apparently you're a seal to start the apocalypse, so...
Have a nice
You're
day.
just gonna drop this bomb standing in the doorway of my apartment?
Yes.
Not even the doorway, just out on the street through the intercom.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
with it, the preacher within earshot. Oh,
He's probably like a block down. You can kind of hear him still yelling.
so you just don't hear anything for a second. And then they go, you hear, give me a second, I'll be right down. Unless you really want to come up.
Like, I'll wait for you. Just, that thing that Sanchez brought you, make sure you bring that down too.
Okay. So what they do is, I imagine they carry 2 knives with them always.
Mm-hmm.
One is like around their left ankle because they're right-handed, and the other one is probably on their belt. They'll stick the gun, not because Ben said anything, but because Mr. Zero, because that's what they're gonna call him.
Yeah.
Said you should bring this with you. It's going to be useful.
Mm-hmm.
And they're super intrigued by them. They'll stick the gun in the back of their waistband, pull down, because it's probably not flannel, but it's plaid printed something, and they'll pull it over and make sure that the gun is covered.
Yeah.
And walk down the stairs. Or they'll probably yell to the brother and the girlfriend, I'm going out for a bit. I'll be back tonight. You know how to get a hold of me if you need me. Love you.
Well, yeah, I love you too, bro. See you later.
And they'll run down the stairs.
Right. Okay, so...
No, wait, when JD gets there, I'm just gonna hold out my hand for the gun. You don't know.
Not happening. I already gave you the phone. You've already betrayed my trust. Not happening.
The circle of trust broken.
Yeah,
It's a you.
Who do you have to trust right now? Do you know how to shoot a gun?
I mean, I got a quick and dirty lesson from the detective. I told him that I didn't think I could hit a broadside of a barn with it. He just told me to point the gun at the thing I wanted and shoot and pull the trigger. He didn't just say shoot. He said pull the trigger, and I should be able to do it.
But have you ever shot? And I'm like doing this as like we're walking and talking to my car. I was like, have you actually ever shot a gun before? What kind is it?
I don't. How the fuck would I know?
Let me see it.
In the middle of the street.
We're getting in my car. It's Florida. Like, it's an open carry state. We're fine.
It's an open carry. It's an open carry state. Show me your concealed firearm.
First off, I don't live in the best part of town. It's not a bad part, but it's not the best part.
Yeah, so like people have guns. It's normal.
Yeah, you wave your gun around. That's how you get shot.
We're in my car. Show it in my car.
Okay, like, they'll reach behind. You know, I like it better being on my own, and then they'll keep the gun like.
Okay, well the next person that tries to save your life from the street, tell them that, okay?
They'll hand the gun like below the dashboard so that unless you were like right on top of the car,
you
wouldn't.
What is this?
God.
Is it a purse gun?
It's not a purse gun.
Okay.
It's just like a subcompact pistol, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, it's a little automatic. Yeah.
Yeah, just a smaller automatic, probably 9mm. Holds like 12 rounds.
I look at it and I was like, what are you supposed to do with this?
Shoot things? What else do you do with a gun?
I mean, it'll work in a pinch, man.
Like, this is...
I mean, I'll go back to stabbing things if you'd prefer, but that means I have to get real up.
I'm just saying, like...
Ben, just listen for 2 seconds. I literally ran into our killer. It was like running into a brick wall.
Again?
No. This time I literally ran into him. Or it. Or them. Like.
Okay, wait. Alright, well...
And I fell on my ass.
I turned my AC on. Because... What is... Alright, well... What do you remember about it?
He's a tall motherfucker, and running into him is like running into a brick wall.
Okay, what was he wearing? What did his face look like? Like...
So honestly, Brooke doesn't remember at this point. And I don't know honestly how much JD would have taken in of them, of the killer, just simply from the like trauma and the surprise of running into someone.
Mm-hmm. So you remember that he was very tall.
Mm-hmm.
His clothes were a little baggy, but he was pretty skinny. They were period clothes for like something you would see in like a very, very old photograph, right? Like pre-Depression era photograph.
Oh.
Like not quite Wild West.
Okay.
But pre-World War I photograph is like the type of clothing he was wearing.
He was really tall. He was wearing old fucking clothes.
And the thing that's like, you didn't see his face, so because like it was kind of shrouded by shadows. But what you did see was that like this huge grin, where it quite literally went from ear to ear. Like,
I think he's marking his victims the same way he smiles.
You could see like teeth, like yellowish teeth, all the way up to the molars, right?
It was horrifying. They relay all of that information and go.
Old clothes, like from 1910.
I dropped out of high school. I don't know. Just old.
From like 1910.
Sure.
Okay.
They just
Alright,
kind of
cool.
shrugged,
We'll meet
like,
the cop
you're
at the bar. I can't get a hold of the ranger. Hope no one killed him. But maybe we can ask the cop about
Someone
that.
may.
I've got. Some. I think I got some stuff that can help us.
JD, your phone starts buzzing again.
For the time being, they ignore it.
You gonna get that?
Nah, I can wait.
It buzzes again. You get like the text message buzz.
Maybe it can't. They'll pull it out of their pocket.
So the first message says, was like, let me talk to Ben. And then the second message is like, don't ignore us. Let me talk to Ben.
And they're conflicted because they just want to respond, they're going to take my phone away. Or he's going to take my phone away. I think they'll respond again. He's going to take my phone away if he realizes it's you.
Like, do you just like respond text?
Yes.
He was like unable to deliver. Number is like incorrect number.
I think they just whisper, I'm pretty sure you've bugged my phone. I don't think he's gonna like this.
Why are you talking to your phone that you haven't answered, JD?
I did answer it. I read the text messages. I was making a voice memo.
You get another text message just says pass. Is like, let us talk to him. And then it just like, you literally get like 50 text messages one after another. Just says, let us talk to him.
Okay, if I get...
What's going on? Like...
Okay, promise me you're not going to take...
Why is my seat vibrating constantly?
It's like... Beep, 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 beep,
promise me
beep.
you won't take my phone away from me.
I promise.
So like the second you grab the phone from him, it starts ringing.
Well, I didn't grab it yet, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, alright.
They hand it over.
So yeah, the second after you get the phone from him and look at it and see like 50 unread text messages, the phone starts ringing and it's just from call 0.
Answer the phone. Yeah, this is Ben.
You hear a strange voice on the other side that definitely sounds like it's going through computer modulation that keeps changing.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts off like very low, deep, machiney, goes up to high, like sped up, and just kind of like keeps fluctuating, so you can't really tell who's speaking on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes, it says like, friends are important, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah?
Like, you need to stick together if you're going to survive what's going to come.
I keep trying.
It's like, it's important. There's only 3 days left.
I know.
The
Most of
long
it I
dark,
know.
the long dark is not to be trusted.
And you are?
Like we are Network 0.
Fucking knew it.
Okay. Well, what's Network 0?
We're after the truth. We see things. We know things. We don't have the ability to act on it. That's not where our skills lie. That's what you guys are for.
Do you think that we have the skills to act on this?
Better than us. And then
save their life.
And then the call drops. And it's just a text message is like, it's like, make sure you actually give this phone back.
I give it back to JD. Park my car as I finally get to the bar.
What the fuck was that about?
Network 0.
Oh.
I don't know. They said that we gotta stick together, which I don't disagree with. JD, you listen, I know it's important for you to stay with the people that you care about. But there's people that also care about you that would like to not see you dead. Myself.
So you get one more text message, which is just a string of numbers. 1 second.
Ooh, codes.
I'm trying to figure out what the code here is.
By the way, Nick, have you checked your Zoom chat?
Oh, I haven't. Because I've been focusing on other things. I'm a terrible person. All right, cool, gotcha. I'll deal with that in a second here. What want to give me a number? So you basically get a string of numbers. I think it's what? I'm sorry, guys. This is not helping me very much. I'm literally just like, give me an example of this. Is like, here's the history. I'm like, no, I don't want the history. I want just give me a number.
I can tell you, JD is going to go into the bar and probably get on their phone and try to solve whatever the code is, if that would make your life easier. Or at least attempt to.
I'll tell you what the code is as soon as I figure it out, guys. Because I am just terrible with this. And these websites are not helping me at all.
Yeah, I forgot him.
Jesus, this is just...
You might be able to, a lot of times for this kind of thing, there may be like a translator that you can type whatever you want and have it translated into the code.
All right, no, I figured it out. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the number is 380.964A2.
380 dot what?
960A2. 960A2.
960A2. Okay.
I missed a number.
So 3 letters, a decimal.
No,
three
three
numbers, a decimal, 3 more numbers, a letter, and a number.
Oh, A2.
Mm-hmm. A2.
Okay, I heard 8.
A2,
Okay.
yes.
Can you read it one more time? Because I want to make sure I have it correct.
What was it? What did I say? 380? 380.960A2.
Okay. Just gonna stare at this. Yep, JD will walk into the building. Probably go sit at the bar or sit behind the bar and try to figure it out.
So is Eric there yet?
Well, I don't know. You told the guys to meet you at the bar?
Yeah.
You did? Okay.
That's kind of been the meeting place.
It is kind of your
He
hangout
did say
now.
he was gonna be at the bar.
All right, yeah.
All right, cool. I'm gonna I gotta take a piss again, so Ben's gonna pee in the back before he gets to the bar. So
Okay. So yeah,
They have
Eric.
Hot Pockets again. What do they have this time? Do I get
Well, they have-
popcorn? I mean, how about nachos? Can I at least get some damn nachos in this place?
No, it's definitely not nachos. You can probably get like a bag of nacho flavored Doritos.
Ah, fine. I guess I'm eating the Doritos.
Oh, hey! Thank you for the raid, Fairy Deficient. We're getting places with our investigation right now. All right. Yeah, they have nacho flavored Doritos. If you like, you guys got nachos, and they just throw you a bag of nacho Doritos. That's it.
Nice.
Bone apple teeth.
I'll just, yeah.
Bone apple teeth. Oh dear.
Nachos and a beer. Or nacho Doritos and a beer.
There you go.
Yep. The lunch of champions.
You're on vacation.
Yeah.
That's why it's Miller High time.
Yeah. It's the champagne and beer, man.
Wait a minute, I thought that was Budweiser. Okay, so you're there having a Miller and some nacho chips, and Ben and JD come back in. All right, so what you doing there, JD?
JD is Googling possible solution. They're working under the assumption that this is a code of some sort because it just seems cryptic enough for this group who goes that only text messages and calls under the phone number 0, which just seems cryptic to them. So
Okay.
They're gonna try to figure it out.
When you search for Google, if you like just do a quick Google search for it, you don't get any direct results for that exact combination. You get like it asks you if you want to go just like, did you mean 380961 or 969?
They'll look at the results for those other things just out of curiosity.
Yeah. Well, it's for a book, right? Because it's the Dewey Decimal System.
Oh shit. Okay.
The other search, like the not the code that they gave you, the search for that one is like what's it? It's like a dive into the occult. It's like understanding ancient ancient druidic summoning circles. Like obviously not the book they want you to find, but
might be worth looking at anyway.
So you know it has to be something similar to that, right?
Uh-huh.
Because it's right it would be in that library where that book would be held, it would be next to said book.
Right. Hey, Ben.
Comes back, zipping his fly up. Yeah, what's up? Hey, Eric.
You want some nachos?
Can I
Nachos,
show?
we have Doritos that we can put cheese on top that we can melt in the microwave.
We don't actually have any cheese. I looked.
Jake is just like, that sounds like a behind the bar is like, that sounds fucking terrible.
It is.
I don't want to even come to this place.
Cause you like us.
This is cheap as shit, man.
Because the beer is cheap and cold-ish.
Yeah.
And it's dark.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk over and be like, yeah, what's up? What's up, man? What's up, JD?
So, JD will show you the code that they were sent, and then the Google search results for a dive into the occult, understanding druidic summoning circles. There's a book that you know who wants us to find. That might be an answer to all of our questions.
Yeah, but it's not this book. That's a completely different, like, book.
Well, we might want to take a look at that one anyway.
Yeah. No,
considering all the crazy shit that's been going on lately.
I agree. And I kind of wave Eric here. All right. I found some stuff out, guys, that might help us. And things are definitely pointing towards the railway. I went to the seminary. I got to talk to Father Mitchell about some things. So I started to go into spiel. So in 1910, and this is based off the stuff that you gave me, Eric, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I learned about those two women from 1910 who were kidnapped originally. They were both Catholic girls, and one was from Mexico and one was an American. They blamed a big guy. I don't know if it was like I don't know if he was like slow or just a big guy, but they killed a man that a lynch mob essentially killed this guy. Can't find his name or anything. For the death of these two women, and they did it by tying him to a railroad track and running him over.
Okay. All right. Well, wouldn't be the first time. We're in the South.
Right. They never. I don't know like the actual race of this guy either.
Okay.
Like that wasn't mentioned. And then all these fucking murders started to happen. And like, just kind of remind me, Nick, because I have very sparse notes because they're from 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Were like all these victims were killed in a similar manner, as if being laid out on a railroad track, right?
They're all, basically all staked down with railroad spikes.
Mm-hmm.
Like the MO for the killing has been the exact same.
Yeah.
Going back to essentially what 1940, I think was the first.
59. 59.
Yeah, 59. I think was the first. No, I think there was other killings before that you just didn't have records for, right?
Yeah. So like the records that we have a gap between 10 and 59.
Uh-huh.
From the original of this guy dying the way that the murderers have died.
Ben, where are you going with this? What are you trying to tell me?
What I'm saying is that we had a guy that was blamed for 2 murders that was killed in the exact same way.
Uh-huh.
By a lynch mob. Or
Uh-huh.
that the murders since 1959 are mimicking.
Oh, okay.
So you either have a copycat killer mimicking the guy that was killed, mimicking the death of this guy, or you got some...
No. Let's just go with that one, because I don't want to hear what the other option is. Going to be ridiculous. But I'll give you that one. I think it's some kind of crazy cult or crazy copycat killer. That's sure. I'll give you that.
Speaking of cults, I got all kinds of bullshit going on with that too.
So, all right. So it's some kind of crazy cult or this dude's family. Sure.
Yep.
I'm in.
The copycat cult, or I like to call it the Sith, the master student.
Yeah,
Or
right?
Time travel.
Time travel. It's a good one.
That's when I start eating my chips again. Time travel.
JD actually doesn't throw that out there because JD is still Googling shit on their phone.
All right.
You know, I pointed out time travel, some supernatural voodoo stuff. You're Hispanic. You're Catholic, man.
I'm very much lapsed, but
yeah, I'm myself too. But
you're trying to tell. So which one of these do you buy into, Ben?
I don't think we have enough information.
I think we might have. I might have figured something out about the book.
Oh.
What book? What book?
In the Dewey Decimal System. I got a text message with a number that corresponds to the Dewey Decimal System.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
Can I
Yeah, we
still
have a
use
mystery
that?
caller.
no, I don't think it's as much of a mystery as you're trying to make them. So 390, which would have been the book that would have been customs, etiquette, and folklore, which is why dive into the occult, understanding druidic would be in that section of the library. But the code that we got actually is about commerce, communications, and transportation, which makes a lot of sense because train yard.
Uh-huh.
Hanging out in the druid circle section.
No, not in the druid circle section. The code that we got was 380. That is the commerce, communications, and transportation section of the library.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
The book we are looking for is in that section of the library.
Okay.
I thought you said all of the killings happened within a certain amount of distance from the train yard.
Yes.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, Ben? There's a book in there that is going to make this super abundantly obvious to us.
All right. Let's
That
go to the library.
corresponds to the number that I showed you.
All right.
All right. Isn't that just where the cult picks to kill people because they're upset about this injustice? I mean, shouldn't we be looking for this dude's family or
We
who
don't know
knew?
who this guy was. That's like the thing. We need to figure out who.
And
he
it
is.
happened in 1910. You really think
Yeah,
any of his
and he
family is
was
around
murdered by a
100 years
mob.
later?
Well, that's,
And
I
the
mean,
church didn't have records of his name, and if the church doesn't have records of this guy, like, because that's like the best record keeper that we got.
Unless there's something in this book.
His baptismal records. He wasn't baptized.
okay. So
The
you
group-
guys aren't looking for a cult now and a bunch of family members?
We're looking for answers.
Okay.
I mean, I'll just go stand out on the train track and get killed. That's fine. 3 days from now.
Well, here's my thing, JD. I talked to because we're talking crazy talk now. I had another conversation with Sculder and Mully, and they basically their plan is to use you as bait and just spring in on the dude when he tries to kill you.
They could get fucked, as far as I'm concerned.
That's
If their group of people hasn't been able to catch him yet, they can get fucked. This is ours.
That's their plan.
Ben, you might want to mention that they have caught the guy before.
Oh, yeah. The guy, this monster, or whatever it is.
Monster. All right, look, now I need another beer.
It is
I need another
listen
beer.
to me, man. Just listen for a hot second, all right? There's some weird stuff happening. All right? They've caught him before.
Uh-huh.
They chopped him up, sank him into the bottom of the Everglades.
I see.
No.
Does he have a
what happened?
and a
What
machete?
happens? Val, so
Does he kill a bunch of campers?
Benjamin explains that the Vatican sent over essentially witch hunters or exorcists or whatever, like actual war priests, and they somehow killed this thing, captured it, killed it, burnt it to ashes, encased the ashes in cement, and sunk the cement block into the Everglades swamps.
Yeah, so, like, what I'm saying is, I don't think this is a natural occurrence.
And that was 30 years ago, right?
30 years ago they did this, and they did it 30 years before that, too?
That's
No, they didn't do it 30 years before.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay, so in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
When this happened in the 80s, I don't know if you cops it in, but, man, like, the fucking, excuse me, pardon my French, those gosh darn Catholic church people sent, I don't know if you saw that anime Fate Stay Night, but, like, the equivalent of, like, those guys that hunt down witches in that show.
Witches.
Yeah.
Witches.
Which I also had something about a clergyman published a book about witchcraft as a legal treaty. The action to take against. And they did it based on, like, this book. Like, what they were supposed to do. And
The Malleus Malefictorium, the Hammer of the Witches.
That one, that book. They did it based on this book, and this is kind of like, And I mean, like, I know this because I almost became a priest.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
they did it sort of much based on, you know, traditions that they've done since the medieval times, right?
You mean like burning innocent old women, like that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And malformed people, right?
The Spanish Inquisition was one time. Can we please move past it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not gonna argue about the morality of it because I'm on your side about that. Okay.
I see. I see.
But they did it
But
according to
the,
this strange tradition
uh-huh.
that they were down for witch hunting. That did the same thing on the guy in 1989 when they caught him, and either he's back or there's a copycat back.
So
Doing the
I'm gonna
exact
tell you.
same.
I really need another beer. Can I get
Here, I have a Corona without a lime.
This is warm. Why is it warm?
The fridge works like
Jake,
half
is
the
that
time.
fridge broken, man?
Oh.
1 second. He like kicks it, and you hear like a click and a whir. He's like, "That's fine."
Ah, thanks. It's gonna be warm for a while. Do you want like some ice with it?
Do you want some?
Oh!
No, it's all right. It's all right. Thanks. I don't know what to say to that other than those guys are like the cartel back in the 80s. I mean,
Pretty much, yeah. Like,
yeah. I mean, if you're going to put a guy, burn him and put him in
it's always the
concrete.
cartel, let's be real here.
Yeah. I mean, I think by your own accounts, your monster is dead, though, right? Dead.
Could be
Clearly
honest.
not.
What the F
No,
doing?
very much no.
I see. So then that was all just bullshit.
No.
No, it
Okay.
I
happened.
believe that the church probably did kill him.
Okay, so we don't have
But
to
they
worry
didn't-
about the monster.
Okay, have you run into the monster there, Eric? Because I can tell you, I have. And that thing has the nastiest, gnarliest, toothiest grin from ear to ear, just like all of the victims.
I see. So he doesn't have a bunch of arms or horns or wings.
Nope.
He's just got a big smile.
No, you don't understand. And JD will take a pen and draw the mouth, draw the smile with all the jagged, gnarly looking teeth.
Yeah.
That is what I saw. So if that's not a monster, I don't fucking know what is.
You're not on anything, are you, kid?
No, I don't let them do that.
You're just like, God, I wish.
You're not my real dad, Ben.
I know, I'm too young for that. I'm only 28.
You guys, right now, I'm inclined to wait with the feds to catch the serial killer. But if you want to go hunt down some witchcraft book,
Look at me.
I'm go for it.
Those
You
weird
got
ass
my
guys,
support.
Do you think that? Because you guys are telling me that they've been doing some weird stuff when you're around them, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
They dug into my brain.
Supernatural, right?
No, I don't think so.
Unnatural.
I think maybe they're juked up on something, maybe some kind of super chemical or something.
Eric, stop lying to yourself.
No, listen, pheromones. Hey, look, man, I don't know what they got nowadays. Shit, they can see
Aren't
through
you a
walls.
narcotics
Doesn't make
detective?
Superman.
You know exactly what they have.
Got a machine.
You know, I still have a lot of connections to the street, though I don't live on it. I promise you there's no new super street drug.
I'm talking about the government. You know, the government, they got special shit, man. They got all the money in the world plus 10. They can do things to people. So I'll give you that. But I mean, as far as some undead guy who came back from a block of concrete, no, I can't do it.
Eric,
I can't do it.
I'm not asking you to believe yet that there's something unnatural about all of this.
All right.
I'm just asking you, don't be
Wait.
closed off to the idea if it's true.
No, hey, if he comes in, I'll shoot him. I mean, I got no problem with that.
And that is why guns are.
I got no problem with that at all. I think that's what the feds are waiting on. They're gonna wait till he jumps the kid, and then they're gonna blow him full of holes.
Assuming you even can, because he's a monster. He's supernatural. Get your head out of your ass.
Yeah, no, but they got that super shit too. They got some special shit. For all I know, this guy's
I'm glad you can be so
goddamn government experiment gone wrong. I don't know, man.
I'm glad you can be so cavalier about this, but it's not your life on the line. And as much as I'm joking, that's my way of coping with it.
I'm just saying, you guys go look for your ooky spooky book. I'll be here, man.
No, we're going together.
Yeah, we need to go together, Eric. You need to come with us.
Why do I need to go to a library? I haven't been to a library since 6th grade.
Eric, what if you need to shoot?
Yeah, what if there's something for
What
you
if
to
there's
shoot?
something that needs to be shot in the library?
The kid's got a piece.
I don't know how to use it that well. I know how to use it.
First of all, it's a
I could've
library.
used
You're
the
supposed to be
piece.
quiet.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
If my life is in danger, I'm not being quiet in the library.
By the standard,
him,
we got
JD.
3 days. So unless it's going to take you 3 days to get to the library, I think we're still okay.
I
So
have
why don't you go to the library, and I'm just going to sit here and have a beer.
I have run into the thing every single night since we started this.
And you're not dead. So you got 3 days,
Because it's
kid.
not time. But what if we can end it before it even becomes a possible reality that I am dead?
But here's the deal. Serial killers are like that. They get off on that shit. So if it's 3 days, he's not going to kill you for 3 days. So you got plenty of time. Go to the library, get your little spooky book, your picture pop up, whatever. Bring it back, and I'll have another beer. Maybe you can bring a pizza back.
Jake, make sure you serve this guy only the warm Coronas. Until, like,
Yeah, you might as well pull some of those Coronas out of the fridge.
They're outside the back of the car.
take them from the back shelf where they're all nice and warm.
All right, listen.
You're lucky I don't punch you.
For cold beer, I'll go with you. I'll drive. For cold beer
I'm driving.
and a pizza. If you actually get a goddamn pizza in this place, I'll drive.
This is not a restaurant. We're a dive bar in the Everglades.
So here's
It says right here on the menu. It says on the menu pizza bits. Where are these pizza bits? And I'll hold up the menu.
Give us a chance to restock. Okay, it's
but,
been 3 days.
Fine,
so
I'll drive.
As much as you guys hate to admit it, Eric is kind of right. Mm-hmm. You know that JD is safe-ish for 3 more days.
Okay.
JD's whole point was, if we could put an end to it before anyone else has to die, including themselves, why wouldn't we try?
You are also correct on that, but you know that you have at least 3 days. You can probably end it sooner if you want, but you still have 3 days. Also, Eric, you've kind of been drinking, so you probably shouldn't drive.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let you drive. I haven't been drinking. We'll take my car.
Guess I'll sit in the back seat. Yay for being the young one.
You always get shotgun.
Fine. Let's go to the library. Let's all go.
The libraries.
Eric, you forget I dropped out of school. I haven't been in a library for several years myself, too.
Can the kid read?
You have an excuse, okay? This guy right here has been privileged enough. He has a job. He doesn't have excuse to
I get all my information from the internet.
All right, I can need you guys.
I do have a book to. I got a book to lend you after this is all done. It's dope. It's way better than Harry Potter. It's gonna be great.
When you guys leave, I just need you to make me a quick roll here.
Okay.
Let's have it be a composure roll.
Just straight composure.
Composure. Yep.
All right. Yeah, I got one.
So is it just straight up composure?
Yep. Just composure. Whatever you have for composure.
So is it just like roll 3d10 less than 8?
I posted it. It should be on Discord.
Okay, so you
Just
replace
copy paste that and just replace the 5 with
3?
whatever you have
Okay.
for composure.
Okay.
You have 3, yeah. All right, so all of you made a success. As you guys are leaving the bar and like getting out of the parking lot, you get that hair on the back of your neck standing up, something ain't right. And as you're kind of driving away, Ben, when you look in the rear, like when you look in one of the side mirrors, you see him.
Everybody got their seatbelts on?
Yeah, everyone has their seatbelts on.
I mean, normally I live dangerously, but
So,
like, is he like just standing? Like, what is he doing? Like where am I? Or am I?
so like you as you're like pulling out of the parking lot, you do your shoulder check, you drive out,
Okay.
and you're checking you check your side mirror, and you see like on the sidewalk by the bar, like way behind you, you see the figure because he stands out so much, right? Especially during the day.
Eric.
Yeah.
3 o'clock.
Stop the car!
He's like slam.
Stop the car!
If you like slam on the brakes and turn around.
Yeah, like I figured you said I was still in the parking lot. I didn't think I was driving off yet. I thought I was doing my shoulder check.
Mm-hmm.
Eric,
Like as you like pull out, go onto the main road,
The road.
and start driving away. You just like as you like
I pull
check a
off
mirror.
Okay, sorry. I didn't catch any of I didn't understand that. Like I thought
Okay.
I was still just like in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pull off on the shoulder.
Yeah.
And just be like, Eric, 3 o'clock.
All right.
You're 6 o'clock. You're 6 o'clock.
So I'll get out of the car. I'll draw my gun. I'll look for the perp.
Just look.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna get out of the car, draw my gun, and look for the perp.
Yeah, you do what you should do as a cop. So you see like a block and a half down, essentially. Like kind of just past the bar that you drove away from. You see a tall figure kind of grin at you and then walk between 2 buildings.
Well, I'll run after the son of a bitch. I'm like, hey, hold it, police! You tall motherfucker! You!
Get back here, you fucking fat piece of shit! String bean looking motherfucker!
It's my butt. It's breaking my butt.
I'll run after him.
All right. Ben, what are you doing?
I'm gonna kind of look over at JD, and I'm actually gonna turn the car around, make sure my doors are locked, and I'm gonna kind of go after where Jim's going. Actually, so he's going between the monster's going between 2 buildings.
Yeah, like he walked like basically the alleyway between 2 buildings.
I'm gonna go with my car
Ben.
on the around the other end.
Okay.
To, like block the exit of
To try, like cut him off.
Yeah.
All right, I need you.
Ben. JD's gonna speak up before he starts to drive off. He'll be gone before Eric can catch up with him.
I'm gonna still do it.
Just make me a drive roll then.
Okay, is that like intelligence drive or what?
So that's drive plus. I believe that is your. Drive plus either. I'm gonna say composure for you to try and like make sure you
Composure?
can.
Okay. And so just so like for my skills,
Mhm.
so I
You have one pip and drive.
I have one. Okay. It's just I get like super confused because like the way that the sheet is put out, it makes it look like I have a like there is an automatic pip in the back. So I don't know if I count that and the one that I did. Okay. So that's 4 dice.
No whammies.
Okay, it's 4 dice. I got a success.
Cool, you got a success. So you like peel out, and JD's like, it's not. There's no point. He's gonna be gone when we get there. And you're like, fuck this guy, and you slam down the alleyway, and screech to a stop right in front of the alley as you see Sanchez like turn down, run down it, and just empty street, right?
Crap, man.
So is there a sewer? Is there a grate? Is there a ladder? I mean, I'm looking all around for where the guy could be.
If you want to do it, just like roll me an investigation on that one. Then
All right,
absolutely. That's wits plus investigation.
Oh, I think that's what is that? A 7 then.
That's 7.
And you forget I'm an expert on this guy.
3 successes. So you look around. There's like, there's an access hatch, which like a, what is it, the storm drain access, which judging by the dirt hasn't been lifted for a while. There's no ladders. The roofs are all they're industrial buildings, right? So they're like warehouses or larger 2-floored buildings. There's not really fire escapes to climb up. There's no real fences to get over. If he went down this alley, he would have had to have gone somewhere.
Yeah, but I mean, do his footprints disappear? I mean,
There's no footprints because it's on the street, right? It's on pavement.
So it's just pavement.
You do notice like a little bit into when you backtrack to out of the streets, try and see if you can pick up a trail. You notice a couple of feet into the alley, there is just a little patch of coal dust.
Coal dust. And it's the same stuff that I saw before.
Yeah.
What in the hell? I'll put my hand on it. Is it warm? Is it cold? Is it just dust, huh?
Yeah, it's dust, but it's like fine black sooty coal dust, right? Completely out of place.
All right, I'll walk to Ben's car with my fingers, and I'll say, look, maybe he is some spooky monster.
He's like, all right, I'll agree. That was kind of fucking spooky.
Yeah. Let's go look for your Oogie Boogie book, I guess. Yeah, I'm shaking, man. I haven't had anything like that before.
Facebook status update. Shook.
Yeah.
Shook. All right, I'm gonna...
Eric Sanchez is feeling shook.
All right, so
what in the hell?
What library are you guys going to? Do you know that one yet?
You know what? Let me look.
Can JD pull out their phone and be like, is there a specific library?
Well, the library that you looked on that one was 1 second.
Because they found a Wikipedia article with all of the different the number system for.
What time is it?
It's like 1 p.m.
Okay. I would like to as far as the terms of Miami, Are we like north of downtown, south of downtown?
Like you're in the you're towards where the docks are in the industrial area, right?
Oh, okay, so like by okay, I got you. Yeah. Yeah. Then we're gonna go to the Miami-Dade Public Library,
All right.
which is like kind of like almost downtown. That's the one I'll check out first.
Because
It's like
okay.
It's like the historical library
Mm-hmm.
in the historic district.
It's in the historic district. You're right. I'm just gonna fast track through this one a little bit. So you guys make your way uneventful down to the Miami Public Library, and you try and get a librarian to help you find this book, right? And they're really confused because they search through their system of like, this book doesn't exist here or at any of the other public libraries. And they
can you offer us any other suggestions of where to look?
Well, yeah, it was like, oh yeah, absolutely. It's like this maybe it's a rare book. And they do their typing for a little bit and they're kind of looking around. It's like, oh, I see. I believe this book is part of the ancient book collection, University of Miami Richter Library.
All right. None of us have university access.
Yeah, I do. It's called a badge. Here's my access card. Let's go.
Aren't you on vacation?
Yeah, they didn't take away my badge. Let's go.
All right, just I watch a lot of SVU, and when they go on vacation, they usually turn in. They go on vacation. So sorry.
Let just drive to the university.
Say please.
I mean, I am kind of sneaky. We could probably find a way in, and I could, just look for the book on my own.
What?
Just saying. We don't have to.
What are you guys talking? Let's just go to the university.
By the way, I am definitely playing Sia in the car.
From the chandelier, chandelier.
And like sometimes I just kind of forget that both of you are in the car, and I just kind of like start singing.
Really? We can't listen to like All American Rejects?
I mean, I got that on the playlist right now, fam. But man, how do you know? You're like a Zoomer. How do you know about the All American Rejects? That is before your time.
The internet exists.
Okay.
Internet?
I don't
like. It's just like I used listen to your parents' music or your big sis brother's music. It's just not cool. But
have you looked at me? Do I look like the epitome of cool?
Point taken. You're not cool, JD. You're not cool at all.
I see what you think of me, Ben.
I'll like reach over and like give a friendly shove and.
All right, so as you guys make your way to the university library, it's around 4 p.m. by the time you get there.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a drive. Traffic kind of sucks. You get to the university, and Eric, you can basically flash your badge and be like, "Hey, I need to get to here." And most people are like, "Oh, are you sure?" And they'll like tap their access cards and let you guys through. It's pretty handy.
There was another way we could have went about this and said we were doing research.
Yeah, I can still do that. Let's move along.
They won't let you in unless you're affiliated with the library or unless you have university affiliation, right? Even if you say you're just doing research.
Yeah. Normally Yeah,
no public access.
Yeah, you got to pay. You got to pay money, cash money.
Cash money. All right, so you guys make your way towards the library. What's your plan?
My plan is to ask for the book.
All right.
Yeah, can we ask a librarian to pull the
Yeah.
books, especially since it's from the rare book collection? There's probably a protocol by which to go.
Oh yeah.
Get books.
So when you tell them that you're looking for something that's in the rare book collection, they refer you to a separate room further down the basically in the basement of the library area,
Okay.
and the librarian will escort you there.
Okay. All right.
And you take the elevator down. She enters in the code and basically says like, "Oh yeah, the ancient book administrator is in there right now, currently working. You can ask him about looking at it. You probably won't be able to take it with you though.
That's fine. That's
Sounds
We
fine.
make photocopies.
All right.
Or
What-
photos.
Photocopy? What, we gonna take daguerreotypes too? Just take a picture with your phone. Take a picture with your phone.
Yeah.
Are we gonna-
Okay. Listen. I'm just saying is that some of us don't have great eyesight, and sometimes reading things on a screen is not good for your eyes, and having a physical copy of thing might be.
You got change for the copy machine, Ben? All right.
Yes, I work at a bar.
You're in charge, buddy.
Okay. So
Been shaved, by the way, in the car.
No, my Ben always has a beard. I'll just imagine.
so
The way that this works, like because there's the beard, there's like this like lump in here, and it's right in my ear, so it was just having. I couldn't hear, and it was physically hurting at some point. I was like, I gotta stop, guys.
okay, so I know I don't get that lump. As you make your way into the library, it's basically
I'm gonna lean over to them and say, "Look, let me do the talking. Just let me do the talking."
I'm
It's-
really good at talking. I'm just saying.
I'm sure you are, Monsignor. Just please.
Please don't.
All right.
so the building's lit somewhat poorly with fluorescent lighting. It's very stale, dry air, mostly to preserve the books. They're tall, enclosed, locked bookshelves. Most of them are glass cases, so you can see like very old, some crumbling scrolls, leather-bound books. A lot of it is very old, ancient stuff, right? Towards the end of the room is a older man, looks to be in his 40s or 50s, graying hair, sitting at his desk reading a book. He kind of like looks up over his glasses at you and just goes back to reading his book.
All right. So I'll go up to him and I'll go, "Sir, Mr. Librarian, I'll flash him my badge. We could use your help on an investigation."
He kind of sighs and closes his book. He says, "Well, it's like, well, I don't understand what the police need help down here for, but what can I do to help?"
It involves the occult and drugs and murder. So it relates to one of your books, and I'll read off that number they gave me.
A kind of like ghost of a smile passes his face. He says, "Oh, that book. Let me check my records." And he doesn't even have a computer in here. It's just an old school drawer.
Filing cabinet.
With
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
cabinet with all the little drawers that you pull
Yeah,
the
the
cards
card-
from.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, the old school Dewey Decimal filing system, right?
Okay, sorry.
Giving you guys flashbacks to high school.
No, I'm too young for that for the most part.
Okay.
But I just love libraries, books, especially old books. So
So yeah, he like goes through his cabinet and he takes out the card, looks over, puts it back in, and says, head over that way. Shelf 11, row 26 should be midway on that shelf.
Thank you. What book are we looking for? What's the title?
It's called Piercing the Veil, bringing forth Piercing the Veil, bringing forth into this world.
Sounds lovely. All right, and then we'll just go. We'll go and look for the book.
As you guys go to look for it, Val. Oh, left. God damn it! All right. Every time I need her, she has to go to the bathroom. So you guys head down towards the shelving and take a look for that book, right?
Uh-huh.
As you go from it, you quickly notice a gap in the bookshelf.
Uh-huh.
Where your book's supposed to be.
Oh, shit. All right. We'll go back to the librarian.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, it's not here. It's been taken out.
That's so. 1 second, and he kind of opens up a folder, like opens up a ledger, basically. Yes, that's right. That happened the other day while I was on lunch. I have here an Agent Teach.
Oh, fuck.
Requested this book.
Okay. And the feds took it?
I don't have any records of that. Just while I was on lunch, an associate of mine must have put the request through.
I see.
Can
Just
we
that
just fucking end them? They're a thorn in our side.
Well, obviously the book isn't here. Would it be if they had looked for it? If they had read it, would it be in a table or something, or would it be back on the shelf? Would it be in a pile somewhere?
Sorry, Detective. What was your name again?
Sanchez, sir.
Sanchez. Talk to my associate on the main floor. If the book was pulled for a send request for official purposes, it would be in our outgoing department.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Unless,
All right.
I was gonna go say something to you, Val, but because I had an important thing for you to do.
Okay.
But we'll get to that later.
Okay.
We'll just follow the guy's instructions.
they probably did the same thing as you did. Wave your badge like you're something special.
So
It's
as
'cause
you
I
guys
am
are
something special, kid.
So Eric and JD, you're kind of like bitching about the feds, and Ben, before you turn around to follow them, he quickly like reaches over his desk and like pulls at your jacket.
Yes.
What was the name of the priest you talked to?
Mitchell.
Father Mitchell.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Father. Wait. Let me look real quick at. It was Gregor, Philippe, and then Mitchell. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He kind of pulls you as like just a question about how your chat with Father Mitchell went.
How do you know about that?
Well, I'm friends with Father Mitchell.
So why don't you ask him?
Who's to say I didn't? I'm asking you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hmm.
Why do you ask?
He puts a book in front of you.
Okay.
It's the one you guys are looking for.
What the? All right. Well, sure.
Well, you guys aren't there. You're
Yeah.
already walking away.
Yeah, you guys are walking away right now.
I
so
feel
you-
like we probably didn't make it that far.
No,
Like,
you didn't make it that far, but he's not talking
Yeah.
loudly, right?
Yeah, I take the book and I look at him.
No, he puts his hand on top of the book so you can't take it.
And I look at him and it's like, why did you lie to them?
Because I needed to ask you a few things first.
Alright.
Now, I wasn't lying entirely. Federal Agent Teach did request this book. I do know the organization that he works for. I do know what they're capable of. I do know what they're going to do with it.
Okay. You want to share that information with us?
Absolutely. They're looking to summon whatever this creature is.
Okay, time out. They are looking to summon what this creature is, meaning that it's not summoned already?
No, it appears as it wishes. They want to force it to them.
Like, to kill it or to keep it?
Well, it is the Vascu, not TFV. So probably capture. They're fond of that one. They could probably hold it.
Okay,
So
alright. So who are the Vascu again?
out of character?
Yeah, like out of character or in character. What does like I've heard this name before.
So the Vascu is the Vanguard Serial Crimes Unit.
Uh-huh.
Officially, they're responsible for serial killers.
Uh-huh.
They're a special detachment meant to catch spree killers and serial killers.
Okay.
Unofficially, they also investigate supernatural entities. And if it turns out to be like vampires and werewolves and shit, they're usually forced to pass it along to other groups.
Okay.
Serial killers they capture.
Okay. So they want to summon. So they're trying to control this, is what you're saying with this.
No, they're not. They're not interested in that.
Okay.
They see this as a criminal to capture, a killer to capture. That's what they're good at. That's what they do. So the question I pose is that this book, he taps it, would knowingly do good in their hands. But you made it here first. So should I give it to you? Should you take it away from people who would definitely do good with it for the potential to do good? It's an interesting moral quandary for me.
I look at him and I kind of look at the kid as they're walking by, and I say, I just want to make sure nobody else dies.
That's noble, but I'm asking you, are you going to take this book knowing that it would do good in someone else's hands?
You're positive that it will be used for good.
I didn't say that.
So then
I'm saying is that, are you going to take this book with the knowledge that taking it from the Vascu would definitively prevent someone from getting killed?
Oh, okay. I'm misunderstanding.
Okay.
Okay. Like, from what I'm understanding, if I take the book, I'm preventing something good from happening because the Vascu would do something good with it.
Basically.
Okay, so that's what I'm understanding. So
Yeah.
now, so what you're saying is, if I take the book, it's not a good thing to do. If I leave it, it's a good thing to do. And I'm asking him if it's positive that if I let the Vascu have it, if he is positive that it is good to let them have it.
If they have it, they will capture the killer
Okay.
eventually.
Oh, gotcha. Kind of look at like how many.
But they
pages-
will capture him.
How many pages is this book?
It's a decent book, right?
How many pages is this book?
It's got like 200 odd pages to it.
Okay, so like 100 pages opened altogether.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna look down at the book. How much a page for your photocopy machine?
I'm not gonna let you break the bindings on this. This book is priceless.
Yeah, I know that. I'm not gonna like press it down or do the bindings. Like I'm going to be careful, okay?
He's like, you don't understand. The light on photocopy destroys the ink. It would damage the book irreparably.
I'm gonna sigh and I'm gonna pull out my phone. All right, one at a time. Let's do this.
He kind of rolls his eyes, and as you open it up, the intercom on his desk beeps, and you hear the librarian. It's like, Professor, we have an Agent Simmons here to see you. Listen, hey.
I am on
stop.
page 25
Stop.
at
No,
this point.
No, you're not.
I am counting.
No, you're not. I'm letting you know that you're not. You're on page like 3.
I'm
You
not,
figure
like, carefully taking the.
You have to be careful, otherwise you'll.
Okay.
It's a very fragile old book.
Mm-hmm.
You figure it would take you at least an hour to photograph this book.
Okay.
You also figure, judging by how long it took you to get in here, Simmons will be here in maybe 10 minutes.
JD, come here.
Yeah? What?
I am in dire need of your skills.
Am I stealing something?
Nah, I need you to. Simmons is upstairs. I need you to go distract him while I take pictures of this book.
Why don't we just take the book and go? I can find another way out with the book. That I don't have to pass it.
If there are two people with the knowledge, we're twice as likely to win.
We can take the knowledge first, and they're gonna find out we were here and come after it anyway. It just gives us the lead. And I think they're gonna take the book and they're gonna run and they'll find a way out.
And the librarian's looking at his watch. He's like, figure 9 minutes.
Man, like, I wonder what other. I just kind of look around and I was like, oh man, like, I have such a headache. I can't see out of my left eye right now from this migraine.
JD's gone with the book.
I'm just gonna say that, like, the guy basically is like has his hand like right next to the book in case you are trying to grab it, because
I'm
he's been around shitty kids for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He does work in the university.
Just give me the book.
Okay.
And
they're already aware of us. They'll come looking for us and assume.
It's like, and he's like, before, like, he closes it, and before he hands it to you, he's like, taking this book could lead you, and it's like, if you fail, you know what the consequences are.
Yeah, I'm dead.
No. I mean, he's not talking to you, he's talking to Ben. It's like, if you fail, you know what the consequences of this are.
Oh. Yeah, well, maybe the world should end. I'm gonna take
No, he's like, I need you to answer the question. If you fail, do you know what the consequences are?
Yes, the seal will be broken.
Knowing that, you also know that the Vascu will put this book to good use.
I'm not gonna keep it.
It's like, it doesn't matter if you keep it. It's like, I need you to understand what you're doing if you take this.
Okay. how about you stop being cryptic and let me and tell me, because I don't understand. Addie does not understand.
Okay.
Val does not understand.
He wants you to admit
Okay.
that taking this book is doing damage to essentially an allied organization, the Vascu. Taking this book will hurt the efforts of the Vascu, but it will help you. It'll
I
help.
don't care about the Vascu.
Mhm.
I care about the kid.
All right. Okay. He's gonna smile and let you take the book. He's like, the relevant things. He's like, don't look at it here. Be very gentle and please return it.
Sure.
The relevant pages are 87 to 112.
Okay. And I'm going to. Is there a back gate? A back door?
It's like,
We're in the basement.
Wait,
Go-
how
it's
is
like-
there a basement in Florida? The water table is too high.
It's always a basement library holding this stuff.
yeah. Because this place isn't in the swamplands, it's in the university. It's kind of on a hill. Anyways, it's like the librarian.
Because the DM says so. That's why.
The professor says,
We gone.
take the staircase, wait 5 minutes, then leave.
Okay.
The agent will be in here asking me about the book.
Alright. I'm gonna go into the stairwell with JD, and I'm gonna put the book in my inside of my jacket pocket. And go into let's go and go into the staircase.
So what am I? I guess I'm heading to the elevator.
Yeah. To meet, yes. I guess if you didn't notice the whole exchange, if
Well,
that
you would have
unprecedented-
time as he's waiting for the elevator to tell him to come with you, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
of
like
course. I'm
the
gonna
staircase is
obviously go
next to
get
the
Eric.
elevator.
I'm not gonna let Eric meet Simmons at the elevator. I'm gonna go get Eric and be like, "Hey, we need to get into the stairwell. I got the book."
Oh shit! Let's do it. Let's go.
Yeah.
They're gonna ask why the stairwell.
Simmons is on his way down. Let's go
All right.
in the stairs.
Okay, so you managed to bamboozle your way around the federal agents and make your way out of the university with the book.
Fuck those guys. At least temporarily. I'm not opposed to giving them the book eventually.
Yeah, no, I'm not opposed to that either. I just want time. I just want to be on the same page because I'm tired of this cryptness. I want to be on this. I want to know what's going on.
Okay. Perfect. So, you guys heading back to the watering hole?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
that's
why
kind of
not?
home base, so yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I want my damn pizza now.
We don't
You
have,
guys can
listen,
you guys can pick up a pizza on your way. You can pick up a
All
hot
right.
and ready from Little Caesars or something like that.
It's my treat.
Sounds great.
Okay,
I'll
so
even get an order of breadsticks.
yes, crazy bread.
I want Taco
So-
Bell.
Tacos. As you guys make your way back to the bar, luckily for you, Eric, as a cop or as a detective, you earlier be cop. Well, anyways, you have a bunch of nitrile gloves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the professor gave you the book in a protective plastic sheet, to keep your magic cards in mint condition. One of those, just bigger. So you kind of wipe down a table to keep it cleanish, gently place the book on there, and you have your rubber gloves on to look at it.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
If you guys want to make sense of this, you need to roll intelligence plus occult.
Oh, dude, I'm not. I don't think I'm even bothered with this.
I'll roll my one dice and take my chances.
Yeah,
Intelligent and occult.
yeah. Intelligence plus occult.
Can I use my compassion point on this?
If you want to, I think you're pretty good at that intelligence and occult.
Yeah, I have 4, 5, 6, I have 7.
7. You can use it if you want to.
I think with 7 I'll be okay.
All right.
Maybe- Maybe I'll use one of mine just because. Well, no, it might not be worth it because Ben is so good at it.
Yeah, why are we wasting? Let Ben read the book, kid.
Or maybe I should use that compassion point like I was talking about.
Yeah.
A minor, because it's a minor compassion point. You would still only be rolling on a 1, right? Because you have a 1 to intelligence. You're untrained in.
Fuck it, I'll use a point of
Cult.
willpower because this is fucking important.
All right, so that would still just give you a 1.
I'm not going to bother, but I gave him the gloves.
You'd be rolling on a 1, but it wouldn't be untrained. I think. Oh, I see Jamie.
Oh my God! Somebody's come back.
I see Jamie in the roll 20, so he might be joining us.
Right.
That guy knows the occult.
Why is Discord being dumb? Okay.
Did you seriously get 0 successes on that?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Alright, guys, Jamie is
Oh,
jumping
no.
in. We did it, guys! Yay!
We did it! Yay!
Oh no, you didn't.
We're gonna fix cams. Let's take if you guys just need to do a bio real quick so I can get the cams fixed, that'd be dope.
All right, cool.
It's
We're
my
all over the
fault. I'm
place.
sorry.
Yeah,
It's okay.
Hey,
You-
we have an hour left. So
Yeah,
you're
talk about
fine.
just in the nick of time.
You came in at the perfect time
Yeah.
because despite having 7 pips, Addie failed a roll.
Yeah. And a really important one.
Very important roll.
Yeah.
And I think you can make this roll as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm
So,
sorry for being late.
You're fine.
No, it's all good, man. I'm glad you're here.
So happy you're here. We missed
Me too.
cosplay.
I know. Sad.
All right.
But yeah, fixing the
Yeah,
cams.
just fixing the
Mhm.
cams, guys. Which, by the way, Jamie, you do have 2 compassion points. Just to let you, minor compassion points from subs.
Okay. Is that like a reroll kind of or
It
a
basically-
bonus?
It basically adds on positive pips to your roll, right?
We're good.
Gotcha.
So in theory, could I use both a compassion and a point of willpower?
You could. So that would give you a positive 4 to that would give you 3 from your willpower and then a compassion to make the roll easier, right? To require either 1 less success or add 1 more roll.
Well, I mean, I gotta roll it because we need to put this shit together.
So rolling, if you were to roll right now, if you were to use, you could roll as is without adding anything as a just a straight luck roll, which could lead to a critical failure.
Mm-hmm. And I don't want to. I don't want to destroy the book. Just
Yeah.
straight rolling.
Yeah.
So if you added willpower, you'd be rolling on just a 1. So if you failed that,
It would just be a failure.
it would just be a failure, not a critical failure.
This is so not JD's thing.
I know, it's supposed to be my thing, man.
Uh-huh.
All right. Just let me know when we're all ready. We're all good on cameras right now. Everything
Yeah,
is
we're
fixed.
Fine. We're good to go. Let's go.
So as you guys are pouring over the book, and Ben, even though you have,
I'm having some pizza.
yeah,
I'm not
even though you've been
bothered.
told like the specific pages, this book makes no sense to you whatsoever.
Mhm.
There's just strange diagrams written all over there. It's like some of it is written in Latin. You think some of it's written in Greek. You think some of it's written in Pig Latin.
Mhm.
You think some of it's written upside down. You cannot. You literally staring at it just gives you a headache.
Ugh,
It makes you
I-
feel physically ill trying to read this book. It makes no sense.
I can't.
So I will
Um,
use a compassion and a willpower point. I'm going to make this roll.
So you can make that roll. So that'd be a 2.
Yep.
You're rolling 2 dice on that one.
This is good use of resources. Fuck yes.
2 successes on that.
Fuck yes.
All right, we're gonna get to your
Sorry.
successes in just a moment. So Sam,
Yes.
you've gotten a couple text messages from the guys being like, "What the fuck is going on? You need to meet us at the bar ASAP." It's like, "Oh shit, some weird shit is going on." JD ran into the killer.
Oh wow.
Like literally.
Like,
Yeah.
Ran into him.
Yeah.
Okay. So
later-
I would hop in my truck and head on down to the bar for
Yeah,
sure.
the latest text is like, "We have a book. We're at the bar. Meet us ASAP."
It's been days since we've seen you.
Yeah. I've been wrapped up in my my actual job.
Yeah.
But now I've got some
you
free
had to go
time.
rescue some hikers or something like that.
Something real noble, yeah.
Maybe you have to go like relocate an alligator in somebody's pool.
That seems more realistic, honestly.
You just say you had to go rescue hikers.
Nobody hikes in Florida. There's nothing to hike.
Hike
People-
does not it necessarily mean up a hill or a mountain.
It's called swamping in
Yeah.
Florida.
I've walked through a bog. I've done it. It's fun.
People do all sorts of weird shit, man. I'm not gonna judge. All right, so Sam, you're entering the bar and they're standing around this book, and Ben looks like he's about to puke. Eric is just like looking over his shoulder, just munching on pizza, and JD is kind of just like doing the whole squint turn thing with the book.
I would come up behind JD and kind of tap him on the shoulder and sorry, I didn't mean to spook you there. What's this all about? I got your messages. You guys have been blowing me up, and what's this you got?
Oh
Didn't take you for
sorry,
the
I just got sick here for a second. You scared the shit out of me. I don't know if you know this. I have a serial killer stalking me.
how do you know he's stalking you?
He appears when I'm alone walking.
At
We
night.
actually all saw
At
him. We
night.
chased after him down an alley.
I already knew you weren't gonna catch him because I've done the same thing. Well, we think this book is going to lead us to some answers of how to deal with the monster.
Okay. Well, do
I
you
think
mind,
I'm
you mind if
starting
I?
to put things together, but I'm not sure. So if you're smart and shit, you should look at it.
Yeah.
Do you
definitely-
have any information on it so far, like of the contents, JD?
Not exactly. I know it's important to what we're trying to do. That's about all I can tell you.
Didn't the librarian say it was like a summoning grimoire or something?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So yeah, if you want to just make me a quick roll on your intelligence, what did I say it was?
Occult.
Yeah.
Yeah, intelligence occult.
So it would be two. Let's see. Hold on.
That'd be a total
Occult.
of 5.
For me. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're in the Discord right now, I just have a /roll bracket 5d10 blah blah blah. You can just literally copy paste that exact thing.
Oh well. What about this? Will this work?
You have to re-roll one.
Basically, that's just one success.
Yeah,
Sorry, yeah,
It's a
you
10 though.
yeah, it's an exploding one, so you need to re-roll.
Right.
The macro we have set up re-rolls explodings,
There's another one.
and you roll again.
Yeah, I'll get the macro on my next roll. I just wanted to go ahead and get this
Well,
roll out of the way.
okay,
Okay.
so that's 2 successes. So you both have 2 successes. So you two kind of pour over the book, and the relevant pages that the professor told you to look at is essentially dealing with some summoning non-corporeal or semi-corporeal entities. And it runs the gamut of summoning poltergeist, ghosts, fey spirits, otherworldly entities, and then how to sort of essentially force them into a corporeal entity. And it's all very ritualistic.
Well,
was there anything about like warding yourself or warding an area against this or containing the entity?
There's a few passages on sort of the whole like containing thing is just like you're able to summon it into an area, and while the effect is in process, it can't leave the area, but you're not 100% sure how long that lasts, whether it's a few minutes, a few hours, a few days.
Because, you know, if we summon this thing and he decides he gets real angry at us and I'm around, probably going after me.
This is your guys' first delve into the true occult.
Correct.
So this looks almost like a joke book to you guys. Like, other than the fact that it's like legit as fuck.
Well,
my character, or Sam, is probably a little skeptical about all of this since he's been away.
JD is thoroughly convinced that although this seems completely insane, the events of the past couple of days have also been completely insane. And they're like, we should probably copy down the relevant information and make sure that Vasquez gets this book.
All right. So I'm going to just fill Jamie in real quick for each of you what's happened so far. So Eric has been put on leave from the police department until this serial killer is brought in or brought down. The Vasquez, the Vanguard Serial Crimes Unit, which is a special division of the FBI, has been investigating what's happening, and they've been basically dogging your group at every step. They almost got this book before you guys did. They were real close, minutes away from getting it. Benjamin,
where did they get their hands on it? Where did y'all find the book?
They went to the ancient book repository at the University of Florida, where there was a very knowledgeable professor who let Benjamin take it. Benjamin did his own investigation with the church, which led him to knowing that these killings have been going back to at least the 1930s, happening every 30 odd years or so. 1920s, I believe, yeah. Because there was one in 59, one in 89, and then these ones.
That rings a bell.
It started with the apparent lynching of a person that was blamed for the kidnap and murder of 2 women. But the records on that are extremely sparse. JD has been getting weird messages and calls from Network Zero, reminding her that they only have 3 days left.
Oh, that was almost bad.
And I think that just about covers everything that's happened so far.
We got a pizza.
You got a pizza. The long dark has been bugging Ben. Yeah. Other than that pretty much covers everything. And now you guys have a magic book.
We're pouring over it.
Yeah.
I got a cold Corona at this point to kind of, because I'm shook. A cold one, by the way.
So you said Sorry. So you said the book itself has the ability to summon this creature into a corporeal form.
Mhm.
Does it have any, like, if I look closely, or if I, you know, do I see anything about like banishing or like getting rid of said entity?
If you look into it, on pages that the
Yes.
Thanks, Kat. On pages that the professor didn't mention, there are books about banishing spiritual entities.
Okay.
That mostly revolves around the known spiritual entities,
Right.
hauntings, ghosts, poltergeists. There's other passages on warding.
I feel like I'm in a supernatural episode. What the hell are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
I'm losing my mind.
there's a couple things against banishing and warding creatures from the other side, like essentially fey creatures. By the way, it says like fey creatures you should just avoid if at all possible because they're fucking awful.
I imagine so.
Like
I mean, yeah, but so I would turn to gosh, I'm sorry, not Jim, but Eric, and be like, Eric, are you still in disbelief after all the things that have happened to us lately?
I'm hurting, man. I'm hurting. Something serious. I chased that son of a bitch down an alley and he vanished. He vanished.
Well,
So
then you should believe more than any of us, right?
I don't know what,
I've
I don't know what to
literally
think.
run into him. Just saying. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm the authority on this guy. Literally ran into him.
Then maybe we should give this book back to the people who like have experience with this stuff. Because God knows we don't. We can hardly read the book.
oh yeah.
Excuse you. You didn't even try.
I know, for good reason.
By the way, sorry, I forgot to mention this because that was part of your vice or virtue, Val.
Mm-hmm.
The book.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was definitely something. Like, I thought my virtue's charity, right?
Your vice is envy.
Oh, okay.
So by taking the book
Mm-hmm.
and depriving it of your rivals,
Mm-hmm.
you have engaged in your vice. So I am giving you a +1 to your willpower. So actually, I'm giving you a bonus willpower.
Is that permanent or what?
No, it's
Okay.
temporary.
So I just have a
So-
temporary willpower point.
You have 1 bonus willpower point.
Okay.
What?
So I should
No,
be at
you,
8 now.
your max. Why is your max changing?
I don't know.
Because so I noticed it because I've used
I
2
see.
willpower points. The first box is if you would lose the willpower,
Yeah,
which changes your maximum willpower.
So I should have
The willpower,
7.
I see.
because I was wondering that I looked at that same thing. Just
if I
a
do,
minute ago.
there we go. So if I do that, that works now because your max willpower is 6. So your willpower now is 7.
Mm-hmm.
You spent 1 willpower,
Mm-hmm.
so you have.
I haven't spent any willpower today.
You did the other session.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You spent a willpower. So because you engaged in your virtue or your vice, I'm regaining you your spent willpower and giving you a bonus 1.
Okay. Dope.
Yay for being a bad influence and egging people on to do the wrong thing.
Because you were fully aware that what you would do damage to your rivals, and you did it
Okay.
anyways.
All right.
All right. So we will continue.
right.
Yep.
Eric, you eat all that pizza. I swear to God, I wanted at least a piece. I bought that pizza.
Yeah, there's enough for everybody, believe me.
JM, did you also get my Discord message with all of the text messages in note form that I sent you?
I did. Yeah, I'll have to go over them when I'm not wrapped up in all this.
Yeah, so that's exactly like what Ben probably would have texted you, small paragraphs like that, as he discovered it.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh.
So what's the plan? Other than I think we should give him the book back.
We need to copy this down so we have a copy of it for ourselves.
Mhm.
We should have a copy machine in the office in the back.
Oh,
Remember what the professor told you about copying it.
Lord.
I remember.
What?
Why don't we
well.
just write down the relevant steps of the ritual
Hmm.
and any other pertinent information we seem to think fits, and then
I think I can get some robes on eBay.
Next
can
day
you just
delivery.
be fucking serious for a goddamn second?
I
This
am
is my life.
We need to give the book back.
I understand, but we need to make sure we have the information. We need to make sure that I am safe.
I mean,
What information have we gained? What have we gained here other than a nice pizza?
well, we know that this creature can be made physical if it's not already.
And we can keep it
JD
in one spot for a
physically
time.
touched it. So,
So-
I think it's physical as of right now. It's physical.
So
I know it's physical and it-
let me ask you something, because I don't know nothing about this occult stuff, but I've watched a lot of TV. Get in like a Cabbage Patch Kid and set that motherfucking thing on fire. Can you do that?
Well,
That's a good question.
except that they have set it on fire before. It has
And
been
it-
set on fire before.
But it lasted a good 30 years. I'm okay with that.
I'm not. No one else deserves to die from this
Oh,
fucking
for
monster.
Christ's sake.
Hold on a second, JD. He's kind of has a point here. If it lasts for 30 years, that's 30 years of prep.
Or we fucking end it now. Why fucking wait?
Because we have 3 days.
Okay.
Compare that to 30 years.
I'm not sticking around here if we're not dealing with it now.
Okay, so if you guys would like to take the time to copy the book, you can, before you hand it over, you can either methodically copy down the relevant parts or the entire book, whichever is your preference. One will just take longer.
I'm going to.
Ben, didn't you
take
tell me that
photographs.
copying
I've
the
already
book
took
would
photographs
destroy
of the
it?
first 3 pages.
Handwriting.
Oh.
You can either take pictures without flash, like, so you'd have to like hold it up to like under the light and take like really like, it'd take a while either way. However you want to do it would take a good amount of time if you wanted to copy the entire book. It would also take a while if you wanted to copy just the relevant information.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not going to. I'm not gonna try and copy the entire book. I'm just going to take phone pictures of the relevant information.
Are you on good terms with the person you got this book from?
I mean, he was a librarian. I'm not on bad terms with him. I'm on neutral terms.
He knew who you were.
Yes, he did. He knew who I was because apparently he's friends with the priest that I talked to. Though I've never heard of the guy.
Weird.
It was a little
Well,
weird.
There's been a lot of weird happenings.
There's been a lot
Let's
of
just
weird-
Either way, it seems to me that we could always go back and get the book again if we have another need of it. For now, the
No.
relevant information.
I don't buy that for a second. The FBI is going to take it and the FBI it will disappear.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily FBI. Apparently, these FBI agents are from the Order of Vesquet.
Yeah, you mean professionals who deal with this shit, right?
Then why are we? Well, let's just hold on to the book. I held on to it.
Oh, Lear. Oh,
I mean,
There's
I'm
no-
down for that.
The guy that we got the book from said with the utmost certainty that they, the Vesquet, would be doing good things with this book.
The
Like
Vasquez,
capture-
by the way.
Vasquez, sorry.
Vasquez.
Vasquez.
BASC
Gooding.
basket.
Ben is still gonna call him the Vasquez. Are trying to capture the monster, and that with this book they would do good with it.
And why can't we do the same thing?
Because we don't have the skill. We don't have the talent.
So why don't we just let them handle this? Yeah, like
That's
I
what
don't.
I've been saying, man. You right.
Because
on
I'm
the money.
not waiting for some other entity to take my life into their hands. Because fuck that bullshit.
Because they were also very prominent, the guy that gave me the book, in saying they will capture it eventually.
I was standing right
Okay,
there for that.
okay.
I know this doesn't.
It's just worried me that eventually meant not before this thing kills JD.
Okay. Don't worry, JD. We won't let that happen. Let's just I still don't.
I know I should be prepared for that to be a possible conclusion to our investigation.
So
I understand that, but I can't. I
I'm
will
gonna-
not just sit here and not put up a fight. I
I'm gonna
can't.
have another piece of pizza, and I'm gonna say, what about this Cabbage Patch Kid idea I threw out?
It's already been burned. It came back.
Yeah, in 30 years.
No one
30
else
years.
needs to die. It's been over a century of
What are
death.
the? So how do you? Somebody lit it on fire
Yeah.
previously? Is that part of the text
the
message you sent me?
elites- Yeah, the
So-
elite war priest of the Vatican set it on fire.
Like they sent in witch hunters, essentially the Malus Malefictorium.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sent in hunters. They killed it, set it on fire, encased the ashes in concrete, then sunk
God.
that concrete block into the Everglade swamps.
That's some cold ass shit right there.
And it came back.
Mm.
Did I know if they did it after or before the okay, so how many murders happened in the first one? Like in 1959?
12.
12. How many happened in 1989?
11.
7 or
So,
you're right.
okay. So they were able to stop it before the 12th murder?
Yes.
Okay.
And what number are we on now?
3.
No.
You're 4.
Because I said there's 4 more victims, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so then there would have been 8.
Oh, there are 8 victims. Okay, so you're 9.
I would be 9.
Okay.
Can't.
So yeah, it is possible that we could burn it and do the same thing that the war priest did.
But they didn't stick around. We don't know if any of us are going to be around when it comes back.
Yeah, I don't
This is
think
putting a lot of
that
shit
I'm not
to
planning to
change.
be
like-
around in 30 years.
that
I'm
was
gonna
it seems
retire.
like they put in a lot of work for pretty crappy results, in my opinion.
No, 30 years is good. That's good odds, man. I'd put money on that.
Hey, Benjamin,
Yeah.
remember what that crazy dude told you?
Yeah.
You think that maybe this killer's never actually finished his work? And that's why he keeps coming back? Is that maybe each time someone has managed to kill him?
So guys, hear me out here for a second.
You just got real quiet. You're about to drop a big bomb on all of us right now.
Alright, there was a guy that's a part of, or mentioned that he was a part of another little group of occultists. There's a whole list that I got called The Long Night. I
I
swear
need a
to God,
goddamn scorecard now.
it's not some Game of Thrones bullshit. Eric, you need to be quiet and let me explain without irritation. I'm just saying, okay? Like, listen, you're a cool guy, and I'm actually kind of on board with this whole sinking him to the ground kind of thing, okay? And listen, there might actually be a bigger picture here that we have to think about. in that, hear me out here, but I think that this entire string of murders might actually be. I'm waiting for. Is Jamie still here? Good. Might actually.
Oh, I heard everything.
Might actually be the first seal to creating the apocalypse.
Oh, for Christ's sake! Look, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go behind the bar and get some beer. I'll pour myself a goddamn beer
Listen,
now.
look, man. I know it's.
I'm not. No. What? What?
Who's apocalypse?
like the Christian biblical apocalypse.
Okay.
I mean,
I guess my character would actually be a little more open to that idea.
Yeah.
Jeremy's like, no, fuck that. It's not.
Yeah, Listen, I don't know any other apocalyptic lore that has seals in it.
Then why
Me either,
are we
but
not fighting to save the world? This has just become a whole hell of a lot bigger than me.
I get you, kid, and I don't want you to die, because one, I don't want you to die, and two, you dying might actually open a seal to cause the apocalypse, so it's a double woozy here, okay? What I'm actually getting to is that I'm agreeing with Eric in that if there is a bigger picture here, we could at least get 30 years to prepare for that bigger picture.
Or we work with Vascu and we get this shit taken care of.
You want to work with Vascu?
I know this is like
I pour myself another beer. I'm like, oh, what? There we go. Now I got double barrel.
I don't want to work with Vascu. I don't. But quite frankly, what other option do we have if you want to end it right now?
Vascu doesn't care about your life, though. As far as Vascu's concerned, they're going to use you as bait and let you die.
And you think I'm not going to fucking put up a fight?
Do you want to fight both Vascu and the monster?
So as you guys are arguing, you hear the clunk of heavy shoes or heavy boots as a rather large, burly, tattooed dude, not a biker, but looks like he just got off a construction site, kind of walks in, like looks around, and goes, hey, you're Sam Walters, ain't you? Yeah?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I thought I recognized you. Used to watch you play ball. You're pretty good.
Thanks. What, you thirsty? Pull up a chair.
It was like, sorry, I didn't get time for that, but I got something for you. And he drops a small duffel on the table, and you hear like muffled metallic clanging in there. He's like, my boss is. Name's Rick. My boss has just told me to drop that off. Said you know what to do with it. Told me not to tell you anything. Sorry. I wish I could, but they say jump. I just gotta ask how high. Anyways, best of luck to you folks. It's first time's always a doozy, eh? All right, have a good one. He walks out.
Oh, jeez.
I just had this huge frown on my face. Like,
Oh, open up the duffel bag.
you open it.
No, it's for you.
I mean, it's for you, but if you're giving me permission, I'll totally open it.
What's in the box?
Go for it. Well, let's hear what Nick's saying.
So inside the duffel bag is a couple like square hammers, like just like the old school big ass like short handle, big head metal hammers, and a couple old railway spikes, like a dozen or so of them.
No.
And
he's probably visibly shaking with hammers.
Hey JD, you get a text message.
They'll look at their phone.
It says, "You know what to do with these. You're welcome."
What do we do with these?
It looks like my Cabbage Patch idea is a go.
No, fuck that bullshit.
Whoa. Did I see the text message? JDD, show me the text message.
I think they're a little bit shaken up because every murder, or
I
at
feel
least
like shaking and looking at the phone, me knowing that you're getting these messages, I will take the phone to look at the text message if you don't stop me.
Just gonna take the phone away from him.
Like,
Snatched away.
you know what to do with these. I'm gonna put it back. I mean, like, I think
their
we should
hand is
nail the
probably still
monsters to
out
the
there
railroad.
shaking. Well, they're part of the reason they're freaking out is that Frank was basically crucified with railway waste.
Yeah.
All the victims.
Oh, they were all. I knew Frank. I thought it was all.
And remember, the original, in 1910, the guy that they lynched. Remember, all of the victims, I told you guys, and I'm going to say this to Sam as you're Sam here. All of the victims were murdered in the same way as this guy who was blamed in 1910 for 2 murders by spiking him to the railroad and letting the train run across him. If, with this message from, what's this group called again?
Network Zero.
Network Zero says you know what to do with these. I think we need to catch this monster and nail it to the railroad and let the train run over it.
That sounds really difficult.
So we do the summoning there.
Yeah.
Or, fuck it. We wait 3 days, we lure him there, figure out how to nail him down.
We could take at least, it is late, and we could at least take a day to figure out how we're going to out-muscle this thing.
I show him a picture of Cabbage Patch Kid. Look, this one's on sale on eBay. $5.
Fuck you, Eric.
$5.
Are you drunk?
Probably at this point.
More drunk by the minute.
Sam, you're probably the only one who notices on the outside of this small duffel bag is a small emblem, which is basically a riveted shield with three stars on the top, and then a divide, and then white and red stripes underneath it, like a American flag, essentially.
Captain America is coming to save us?
With 3 stars and American flag.
I'll see if I can just put it in the Discord for you. There we go.
Interesting.
That's what it looks like.
Oh, okay. Wow. I see.
Shit. Fucking bananas.
Do I recognize it as anything?
Yep. You can just make me a roll on that one, which would be an intelligence. What would that be? It's a good question. Don't know if you're trained in any of that. Make me just a flat intelligence roll. Just roll me a 2d10 on that one.
1 success.
Perfect. It looks like a local ironworker union logo or something like that.
Okay, wow.
The Fraternal Order of Ironworkers badge or something like that, right? Like a union badge is what it looks like.
It's the union logo.
Maybe we should head to the rail yard and scope the place out. Have y'all done that yet?
Hold up. I just had another thought about these railway spikes. Didn't we find out that there was a certain material that the railway spikes way back in the day were made out of?
Just that they were old, essentially pig iron, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do these look like if JD will pick up a spike. Does this look like brand new or does this look older?
Oh, they're old.
Oh yeah. Okay.
They're old, but at the same time, how can I say this? They were probably made a couple years ago, not 100 years ago, but they look like they were made out of the same material.
That's all that's important to them.
You'd say, you can make me an intelligence roll, please.
With my one dice. With my one die.
You have let me just see your sheet here real quick. You don't have crafting or anything, do you? You do have crafts. Roll me a wits and crafts then.
Which wits is 2 and my crafts
is 2, so it's 4.
Well, bam!
If you were to take a guess, you'd say, judging by the amount of rust on these, considering that they're made of just unpure iron or whatever, most likely made in a mold, probably about 30 years old.
Guys, if I made a somewhat educated guess, I only say somewhat because I'm not very educated. Those ties are about 30 years old, which means they were around the last time this guy was around.
Maybe they just never got a chance to use them.
Because someone got burned.
All right, we're going to wrap it up there for today, just so we can finish up our closing session, make sure we end us on time, because we all have things to do, people to meet, places to go. Some of us. I'm just going to go take a nap. I don't know about you guys. Anyways, that is episode 3 of Hunter Miami Bites. We will be continuing next week because we missed a couple sessions for episode 4. So once again, I'm going to wrap this up with a little round group where you can find us. My name is Slowpool. I was your storyteller for today's session. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for playing. You can find me here same time this week and then following on the bi-weekly for more Hunter Miami Bite. Tomorrow's session will most likely be our conclusion of the Smiling Skinner.
You mean next week?
Yeah, next session, next week, will be the conclusion of this this episode. Season? No, not season. I don't know what it's called. Arc. Story arc. There we go. And we will go backwards this time, starting with Jammy Jams, Mr. Sam Walters.
Yeah, I don't have anything to plug, but I had a lot of fun. I'm sorry that I didn't get to experience the whole session, but I'm super pumped for next week. I'm excited to see where this goes, and yeah.
You basically came in at like the purest moment of everyone hitting that oh shit, all the investigations are coming to a head moment. So it was like the perfect time to drop in.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't miss the epic conclusion.
All right, the epic conclusion was happening soon. Thank you so much, Jim. Next we go with Val, Mr. Benjamin Anders.
No, do me last.
Okay, never mind. All right, so we're going to skip Val and we're going to go to Jim Pyre, Mr. Eric Sanchez.
Hi, I'm Jim Pyre. I really enjoy being like a skeptic who's reluctantly having to believe the supernatural. And the team dynamics are awesome. I'm really enjoying myself. You can find me on Twitch. What am I doing? On YouTube and Twitter. I'm playing The Forest. So I'm fighting cannibals. But other than that, I'm here having fun.
Nice. I really need to give BC Force Simulator a try as well. All right, perfect. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Theater Nerd playing JD.
Hi, my name is Theater Nerd. I would say I'm going to be in a lot of places, but next week, Monday, after our show, is the conclusion of my Call of Cthulhu game. And it's ended up, well, my character likes to move the storyline up. Let me just put that out there. I hope you all weren't too annoyed with my playing to my virtue of justice.
Absolutely not. Never.
But you can find me at all the places at Theater Nerd 221. I have a Call of Cthulhu game next week in addition to our game here. That's over on Uncanny Adventures. I'm running a D&D 5e Ravnica game tonight on my own channel. And I am in a D&D 5e where I play an Azamar Barbarian over on SS Adventure. I'm also hoping to do a cooking stream here in the next few weeks because I found a 1947 cookbook I forgot I had. So we're going to make recipes from a 1947 cookbook and either love them or wonder what I did with my life.
I expect to see a lot of aspic in your cooking. There better be some Jello molds, is all I'm saying. Thank you so much.
There were some burger recipes I looked at that I was like, that actually kind of sounds good.
Oh yeah. And Val, we'll go back to Val. You can't skip anymore. There's no one left.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just that I usually do the spiel so that I could put us off in a raid when I'm done. Yes, no, guys, thank you so much. My name is Val. Great fun time. I'm definitely starting to figure out who Ben is and what he wants and who he cares about and this weird like he just wants to be your brother so bad, JD. You just deny him. Like, he wants to love you, let him love you. Like, kind of thing. So I'm really, really, really getting into this and enjoying it. I'm glad that we're all having a great time. As far as what we have going on in the channel for the next 7 days, obviously you guys are going to see us again next week here. Tomorrow we have Revenge of the Gift, which is a 5e campaign. Also, keep in tune with both my Discord and Twitter because I'm doing casting calls tonight because we have 2 new games starting up in July, and I have lots of room for people to play in 5e games coming up. In July, I have spaces. So if you're interested in getting into a game here on the channel, you're gonna get there's a casting call happening in the next couple of hours. With that, we're gonna go ahead and give a raid over to Katie Face. Over there, they're playing Inspectors right now, which is a more lighthearted version of this game, I think. So yes, I think that's it. Everybody, just give it a couple seconds for that rave to kick in, and we will head in that direction. Everybody wave.
So,
Bye. See you next week.